My name is Bryan Swanepoel. Company that I represent is Boyle Industrial Plant, and Boyle Industrial Plant was established by my dad in 50 years ago, 1974. We specialize in anything to do with heating, with steam boilers, boilers being our primary focus, packaged boiler industry, but anything to do with steam and industrial heating. I'm very fortunate that my dad and myself had an extremely good working relationship as well as a friendship. So very fortunate that it's been a pleasant experience. Yeah, as dad and myself, we've grown this business from what it was when I joined 30 odd years ago to what it is now. So we actually didn't know that we wanted or needed a M&A advisor. That factor actually came to us. And this process started in, I think it was around about 2016, if I'm not mistaken, that a project that we were on, a long-term project, that particular client decided they wanted to buy us at that stage. And it's the first time we started thinking about, geez, is that something we should maybe look at? That obviously never developed and went much further. And it wasn't long after that we started getting a phone call on a regular basis from one of the benchmark guys. For probably a year, we just refused to meet and had said, we're not interested, but he just kept phoning. Eventually one day we sort of said, okay, well, come in and have a meeting. And thereafter, I think we had 2 or 3 meetings with Andre over a period of probably another 9 months or so. And he had been involved in the sale of another industry very similar to us, another business similar to us. And I made contact with the owner of that particular business. And funny enough, that owner said, well, we would possibly be interested in buying you guys. All of a sudden, that's about the first time that we actually said, well, maybe this is a business that's worth looking at and looking at going down this road. And from there, it developed. We didn't explore any other companies. Benchmark had shown interest in us for a period of time, and we liked who we were dealing with, so that's who we stayed with. This business is a business that has grown a hell of a lot. To give an idea, when I've grown up my entire life with the business. But from the time when I joined 30 odd years ago on a permanent basis, we were a staff of about 16 people. I think we're currently at about 90 odd people. It's grown a lot. We've diversified the business a lot. We've taken on far bigger jobs, far bigger different interests, and we've diversified. We've had to follow what the market is calling for. This whole deal, from when we signed up a few months later, COVID kicked in. COVID had a major effect on our setup. It took Dad, he passed with COVID. It's been a very difficult decision. In one breath, I know that I've made the right decision and I've done the correct thing. I love the business, it's all I've ever done, it's all I know, but I want change, and it's time for change. And we've just felt with the way we've grown this business the way it's got to, we've said this business is at a point where we almost either need to slow it down and bring it down to an easy management factor again, or we need to get on board and find people that want to continue this growth period and are prepared to take the risks and put the factors into it to take the next step and go to the next level. If you want to say almost a sentimental value, it's from a sentimental point of view, it's been a very difficult and hard decision. And believe me, when I signed the papers, tears were shed. We're a business that we run through phases, and like any business, and South Africa is a fairly hard economy at the moment. We've had an incredible year. Earlier in the year, I did pull myself away a little bit. We did go overseas. I have taken a bit of time off, not a huge amount, but more than I normally would. Right from day one, when we signed those papers with Andre, we flew down to Cape Town, and that was our first proper meeting. We actually went to your offices in Cape Town, and we walked in there and said, geez, no, we happy. Sorry, if I'm not mistaken, actually before we signed, we said, no, we're coming to see who you guys are. I want to see before we move funds, And we went in and we walked out of Benchmark saying, no, this is the right thing, we're happy. And yeah, and from there, everybody that we dealt with, specifically Anthony and Tion, they were absolute pleasure to deal with. Yeah. Had we decided to try and sell the business ourselves privately, I do not believe that we would have had anywhere near the result that we've had with Benchmark. Seeing the avenue and the approach that Benchmark took to this, it opened my eyes like you cannot believe. It's an industry that's out there that I didn't actually know existed. And yeah, I think I would not have done anywhere near as well if I tried doing it myself. From the start to the finish of when we signed up with Benchmark, obviously we went through COVID, which unfortunately slowed things down dramatically, and we do believe actually chased a international client away that we were well underway with talks. When we got re-established and went to market, things ran almost quicker than I'd expected, and I'm happy with the outcome, yeah. So the eventual buyer is a crowd called Entruvest, who have got their fingers in a couple different businesses. They are Joburg boys, and they primarily two brothers, and absolute gentlemen and really nice guys. It's been an absolute pleasure joining forces with them. I can also say that this deal was not all about the rands and cents. We had 3 companies interested in us, and we had offers from 2 companies. The third company had asked us to slow things down. They knew things were happening and asked us to slow things down. They would only be ready to engage about, I think it was about a month and a half later, because they were busy tying up another transaction. And I felt it not in my interest to wait and to put other people off. So between the 2 offers that I had, I can tell that Entruvest was not actually the highest offer. They were very close, but it's who I believe was best for the business. And it's not about what was best for me, it's about what is best for the business and our staff. Not one staff member has been relocated, not one staff member has lost their job, not one, it's been a straightforward transition and business as usual, as it always has been. Benchmark have done, in my opinion, a great job of the process we've been through, and I would certainly recommend Benchmark to anybody out there. They've been diligent. They've told me what they promised us in the very beginning, from the days Andre came and sat here. They've delivered on what they've told us, and the whole process we've been in constant communication. There's never any silence or not knowing what's going on in the background. We've been kept informed, up to date. It's been transparent. It's been an absolute pleasure dealing with them, and I would highly recommend Benchmark to anybody wanting to go down this road.